For over a decade, pop culture has whispered about it like an urban legend, a Hollywood ghost story told in the comments of Instagram and the front pages of TMZ. They call it the Kardashian Curse. We've all seen the memes about this family stealing their boyfriend's life force. But when you strip away the jokes and look at the actual graveyard of careers and mental breakdowns left in their wake, it stops being a rumor. It's a highly calculated psychological meat grinder. But what if the ruin of these men wasn't a supernatural hex? What if it was the inevitable result of stepping into a machine designed to extract your relevancy, expose your flaws, and discard you the second you stop fitting the narrative? It's not magic, it's capitalism. You don't date a Kardashian, you get acquired by a corporation. You sign an NDA, get a massive search spike, and suddenly every flaw you have is broadcasted in 4K. Most people aren't built to survive that level of exposure. The pressure breaks them. They enter as superstars, athletes, and rock stars. But by the time it's over, they are completely transformed, hollowed out, rebranded as villains, or left scrambling to rebuild their public image. Look at the contrast. It's like a before and after of a hostage situation. 2 years of Hulu cameras, Kris Jenner managing your PR, and internet trolls analyzing your life, and you leave looking like you fought in a war. Looking at the casualties, the pattern is impossible to ignore. This isn't a curse. It's a systemic dismantling of identity. And today, we are going to look at exactly how the machine breaks them. The way these men are slowly stripped of their autonomy until they snap is wild. Nobody beats the house. Before we break down Act 1, hit that subscribe button and leave a like if you enjoy these deep dives. It heavily helps the channel with the algorithm. Let's get back into it. To understand the fall, you first have to understand the bait. No one steps into this family expecting to fail. They step in because the initial reward is intoxicating. Think about the ego boost. You're dating the most famous women on Earth. Overnight, your followers double, and you're flying private to Paris Fashion Week. For a celebrity ego, this feels like reaching the absolute peak. For the first 6 months, the machine works for them. They are rebranded, upgraded, and introduced to a global audience. It's the Kardashian glow-up. They are styled differently, their projects get mainstream attention, and for a moment, they feel in control. This is the trap. Look at Pete Davidson. Before Kim, he was the messy guy living in his mom's basement. 6 months later, he's at the Met Gala in a Dior suit doing global ad campaigns. The machine makes you feel like a king, but the crown is a tracking device. But that fame comes with a hidden tax. The moment the honeymoon phase ends, the realization sets in. You are no longer a private citizen. You are content. Every argument, every mistake, every moment of weakness is suddenly property of the production company. This is where the panic starts. Your relationship becomes a storyline for season 4. If you have a bad day, Kris Jenner edits it to make her daughter look like a saint, and you look like a toxic villain. You have to have arguments with boom mics hanging over your head. You can see the exact moment the realization hits. It's that blank deer in the headlights stare when they realize they can't turn the cameras off. Kris Humphries was just a regular NBA player who got swept up in a multi-million-dollar TV wedding. The second the cameras stopped, he realized his life was a script. The machine chewed him up, spit him out in 72 days, and ruined his reputation for a decade. He read the terms of service too late. If there is one specific group that the machine consistently breaks, it's professional athletes. Men built on dominance on the court, completely powerless in the arena of public relations. Athletes are alpha males used to being the most important person in the room and having PR teams cover their messes. But with a Kardashian, you are the sidekick. Their egos can't handle it. Lamar Odom's story remains the most devastating example of what happens when the spotlight amplifies an already fragile internal struggle. The reality show spin-off didn't just document his life, it accelerated his downward spiral, turning his battles with addiction into a public spectacle. Putting a reality camera around someone with deep trauma and addiction 24/7 is a recipe for disaster. The machine didn't cause his addiction, but it threw gasoline on it. His dignity was stripped for ratings, and his lowest point became a season finale. And then there are those who try to rebel against the machine by acting out. Enter Tristan Thompson. Tristan actually thought he could outsmart Kris Jenner by living a messy, cheating life on the side while playing the perfect family man on TV. You are playing chess against a supercomputer, bro. You're going to lose. Tristan's repeated betrayals weren't just infidelities. They were a rebellion against a system he felt trapped in. But the machine always wins. He wasn't just dumped. He was publicly humiliated, stripped of respectability, and permanently cast as the villain in Khloé's redemption arc. The Kardashians weaponize your mistakes to make themselves richer. Every time Tristan cheated, Khloé's engagement numbers skyrocketed. She got sympathy and a storyline. Tristan became a universal punchline. They used his toxicity as content. The true test of the ecosystem lies in the co-stars, Scott Disick and Kanye West, two completely different men, broken by the same system in opposite ways. Scott is the guy who surrendered to the machine. Kanye is the guy who tried to destroy it from the inside. Both ended up derailed. Scott Disick entered as an arrogant kid. Over a decade, the audience watched him lose his parents, his relationship, and his sense of self, all on national television. He became the court jester, the tragic comic relief kept around because his misery was too entertaining for ratings. Scott lost both parents in a short time span and was clearly spiraling. Instead of private help, they filmed his interventions for Sweeps Week. He has no identity outside of being Kourtney's ex. The machine swallowed him whole. But Kanye West was different. Kanye didn't just enter the Kardashian empire, he believed he was taking it over. Kanye came in, threw out Kim's wardrobe, introduced her to high fashion, and forced Vogue to put her on the cover. He thought he was the director of the movie. Kanye's fatal flaw was underestimating the unyielding power of their narrative structure. You cannot control a machine that feeds on chaos. When Kanye's mental health fractured publicly, the system isolated him. It framed him as the erratic ex, while positioning Kim as the exhausted survivor. It was a masterclass in PR. When Kanye went on his rants, Kim's team just went silent and let him dig his own grave. They let him look chaotic while Kim posted pictures studying for the bar. They surgically removed him from the narrative, branded him radioactive, and moved on. Moving into 2026, the landscape has changed. The public is fully aware of the curse, and the men entering the orbit have evolved their survival strategies. The warning signs are everywhere now. The newest batch of guys, Travis Barker, Timothée Chalamet, Bad Bunny, represent a new experiment. Can you date a Kardashian and survive? Travis Barker chose total submission. To survive, he allowed himself to be entirely consumed, morphing his punk rock legacy into a sanitized reality TV storyline. Travis just gave up his autonomy and said, "Film whatever you want." He was a rock legend, and now his entire legacy to Gen Z is being Kourtney's accessory. He survived, but he lost his edge. Timothée Chalamet attempted the impossible, dating a Kardashian while keeping the machine at arm's length to protect his prestige film career. But the machine demands content. The tension between his desire for privacy and her need for publicity created a PR clash that threatened his indie darling persona. He's supposed to be this mysterious prince of cinema, and suddenly he's making out with Kylie at a Beyoncé concert with perfectly positioned cameras. You can't be a prestige actor and part of the content farm. It made him look cheap. And then there's Bad Bunny, who treated the system not as a relationship, but as a temporary mutually beneficial brand collaboration. Bad Bunny actually figured it out. He treated it like a limited sneaker drop. He got the American PR boost, she got the Latin market crossover credibility, they took some aesthetic photos on horses, and he bounced before the cameras could ruin him. He treated the machine transactionally. It was brilliant. The Kardashian curse isn't a curse. It is the ultimate manifestation of the modern attention economy. These men are not victims of witchcraft. They are fuel. The empire is an engine that needs coal to keep moving. The makeup lines and shapewear don't sell if there isn't a storyline keeping them in the news. These men are brought in to be the narrative fuel that keeps the billions flowing. But the moment they threaten the brand, the moment they become too erratic, boring, or difficult to manage, They are ruthlessly cut from the narrative. Imagine your breakup being a monetized event. For normal people, it's private. Here, your lowest moment is teased in a Hulu trailer for 6 months. You have to watch your ex cry to her sisters about how toxic you are while dramatic music plays. It destroys a man's psyche. In this game of chess, the matriarchy always protects its own. The men are expendable pawns. It's a matriarchy. Society used and discarded women in Hollywood for decades, but the Kardashians flipped the script. They use the men, take their cultural relevance, secure the bag, and discard them. It's cold and brutally effective. And as long as there are men with egos big enough to think they can tame the machine, the curse will never die. There will always be another rapper or athlete who thinks, I'm different. And every single time, Kris Jenner is sitting in an office somewhere, drafting the NDA, ready to prove them wrong. The men who survive the orbit of this family walk away with scars that money and fame can't heal. They become footnotes in the history of pop culture's most powerful dynasty. Because in the end, it's not about who they were before they met the family, it's about what they were forced to become to survive them. Looking at this in 2026, you just know exactly how the movie ends for the next guy up. Behind the filters, it's real human beings losing their minds. And that's the real curse. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It heavily helps us keep pushing out content. Before you click away, let me know in the comments, do you think these men are victims of a ruthless PR machine? Or are they grown men who chose the clout and paid the price? Who got hit by the curse the hardest? Let me know below. I'll be replying to as many as I can. See you on the next one.